Hey guys, welcome to the Whitfield Report bonus episode for Wednesday, April 18th, 2018. This week's bonus episode was actually made with the Anchor iPhone app itself. I usually use my own mic setup to do this episode, my own professional Yeti USB mic, but I decided to use the Anchor app instead to create this episode. On Monday night, I was playing around with one of the new features on Anchor, which is to choose a topic and then find a co-host to discuss that topic with yourself. It's a new feature that Anchor has rolled out. And anyway, I ended up chatting with another podcaster on Anchor who is from Brazil, I think, is where she's from. I can't remember off the top of my head, which is bad, I know. I should be able to remember. But anyway, we had a great conversation for 15 minutes, just talking about podcasting and Anchor in general. And this doesn't really have anything to do with politics per se, but I figured this was an interesting conversation that we had, and I figured I would play this for you as one of the bonus episodes. I will be uploading the previous episode for the Whitfield analysis from this past weekend. For those of you who are wondering where the episode is in the iTunes RSS feed, I apologize. I have the file ready, I just haven't uploaded it yet. Although by the time some of you listen to this, you may have already seen it in the RSS feed. But anyway, this is the bonus episode for Wednesday, April 18th, 2018, exclusive for audio podcast listeners. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation.
Use this feature, right?
Yeah, this is my first time trying out this feature. So, and you're the first one who has actually answered one of these. So,
Oh, poor you. Your first one is gonna be boring.
no, that's fine. So,
Yeah, but this is just to try it out, right?
yeah.
Like, I just woke up because it's actually like 5 a.m. where I am. And yeah, I received a lot of notifications from Anchor saying someone is ready to talk to you about blah 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 and whatever. I try it out.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, I'm on the it's 5:30 p.m. where I'm at, so you and I must be on opposite sides of the world then.
Indeed, I am.
So,
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why I just chose to talk about me. Well, about you, of course, if you want, because it's a more basic thing.
Sure.
And I don't know what to talk about on Anchor yet. I haven't really established a real podcast.
So have you really started a podcast yet, or would this be your first
No,
one?
I just tried to post an introduction, blah blah, just to try out the Anchor features. Because actually, well, I still consider myself new to this thing, though I'm not really new. I downloaded the app a long time ago, but didn't have time to explore it.
Right.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have a podcast here already?
Yeah, I do. I've actually been podcasting on other platforms for a real long time. But the thing that I like about Anchor is free, and a lot of podcast hosts you have to pay some ridiculous amounts of money for. So
Indeed.
you know,
And Anchor has advanced tools you can use. Not okay, shall I say it's very limited, but I mean for a free app it's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. And the nice thing now is like I have like a professional setup usually where like I have like an actual podcast
Oh yeah.
microphone and
Well,
whatnot.
that's what I've been wondering about. Like, how are we able to upload recordings that were recorded on another, shall I say, software or, things like that?
Yeah, so basically what you do is you go to anchor.fm on your computer
All
and
right.
then you just upload. It'll ask you to either create like a new account or log in, which you'll do, and so then it will ask you if you want to like create a new podcast or whatever, and then once you do that, you fill out all the information,
All
you
right.
know, and
It,
then what you basically do is you can it'll take you to the episode creation page, which looks a whole lot like the episode creation
yeah.
page on the app, but then it'll also give you an option to upload audio. So that's what you do, and then it
Mm-hmm.
will upload the audio. Sometimes it takes like a while, especially if you have
Yeah.
like long form episodes like I do. But
Yeah.
then it'll upload it, and you can fill out your information, and it'll distribute it on iTunes and you
Oh
know
yeah.
wherever else you want your
It's
podcast.
cool that we can distribute our podcast to iTunes for free.
Yeah, about time. I mean, the podcasting medium is only 15 years old. I mean, and I'm being a bit sarcastic, but
Mm-hmm.
it's been around for a long time, and yet this is really the first time in history where it's really been truly accessible for everyone, so
Yeah.
to use.
Well, I just hope that that more people will discover this app because as I have seen, there are not a lot of users and most of the users are just from the United States. There are not much users from around the world. So, I mean, just for a variety, I just hope this will be better promoted.
Yeah, I think it's catching on. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far back you go with Anchor, but I go back to version 1.1, which that was it that had nowhere near the features that that we have now, and I mean, no one was really sure if it was going to take off, and here we
Yeah.
are. Here we are with version 3, and it's just getting better.
Yeah,
So
I think so because I don't think there's any other podcasting app that has a collaboration feature.
no, not like this. I mean, there are some out there, but they're pretty complex and hard to understand, and they cost a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money to use. So mainly they're used by like big, media companies and conglomerates. So,
Yeah.
but
So what do you usually talk about?
well, I'm kind of a I wouldn't really say my podcast is controversial, although, these days you can never tell. But I talk about politics and current events.
Uh-huh.
So,
So just random things happening around the world.
yeah, and I'm based in the United States, so I talk U.S. politics, so
Oh yeah.
which I know is kind of a hot button topic. But I figure I'm kind of like an I mean
Do
I
Americans take politics seriously? Like if I talk to you about politics and my political views, do you take it personally? Or
n-
yeah,
no,
are people sensitive about it?
I mean I mean, I try not. I mean, like I have my beliefs, and I'm pretty upfront with them. But like so speaking for me, like I don't take politics like all that. I mean, I take it seriously, but I don't take it personally.
Hmm.
I'll, I'll I'll talk with just about anyone from any uh, political background or ethnic background or
Yeah,
you,
indeed.
you know or whatever, because I believe that discussion is like the best you know thing that we can do. But uh, on the other hand, uh, like there were
There are people who are not open-minded.
no, and so much so that like there were people who during the elections here in America in 2016, like during the holidays, it was
Uh-huh.
bad because you had family members who were like literally like disowning each other and like fighting over the
Hmm.
holidays, like over politics. And so
Yeah,
and
especially on Facebook, like
oh yeah.
there are
So
exchanges of not so good comments here and there.
well, it's that, and it's I mean, part of the problem, and again, this goes back to why I like anger so much. Part of the problem is in America is the media and the television, the news media, because they like to inflame, they like to exaggerate stories and make them like way
The media in general is like that. They love to exaggerate to make things more sensational and to
yeah.
get more
So
audiences.
so for example, people who support Donald Trump, for example, here in America are always painted, by the far left to
Hmm.
be to be neo Nazis, racists, and
Yeah, all extremes.
in all extremes, which is certainly not the case. And then the far right does the same thing with those who are more progressive.
Hmm.
And I consider myself a fairly conservative individual. I voted for Trump, but it was only because like it was either him or Hillary, and it was kind of like choosing between like
But it's not really for extreme reasons that you don't like so and so.
not really. I mean, honestly, I don't really like either of them, and it was just kind of like, well, America doesn't really have like a good third party, so we're kind of stuck between the two. So it's like, which one would you rather have? But I mean, like and even so, like I made that pretty clear, and yet, some of my family members accuse me of being like a radical, which I'm not, you
Hmm.
know, and
Yeah.
so
Well, it's just a matter of preference. You don't have to belong to a certain ideology to choose who you want. I mean,
right,
yeah. I mean, we are in 2018 now. It's not like before. Like when you choose one, you are automatically identified to be one.
right. Well, and then the other thing too is, I think now that we're like on a much more international stage too, and we're much more connected. Like
Hmm.
people are also realizing that
Well, it's
there's
basically like that in my country too. Like just because I didn't vote for the president now. I mean, people are saying that I am pro drug addicts when, well, it's pretty complicated because
yeah.
people love to identify others automatically when they decide to choose a party that they are not in favor of.
Where are you from, if I may ask?
Well,
What
I'm
kind
from
of?
the Philippines.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you've got I can never pronounce his name, but you've got
Duterte.
Rodrigo
Oh my
Duterte.
gosh, yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
and I mean, at this point, he's at least here in the U.S. He's kind of become like a. I don't know if you're familiar with the term internet meme, but That's pretty much what he is. So is he as bad as people think, or what's your can
Well,
can you real
um,
can you
what
say
am I
anything
supposed to
or
say? Well, this is Anchor. If it were a private blah blah conversation, I would love to say something. But
okay? Yeah,
well, you
I
know,
understand that,
yeah. But
but
I can tell you that um, I am not one of the 16 million who made him win the elections.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's a
I'm not really what um I'm always open. Like when he won, I said to myself, why not? I mean, I can be open to possibilities,
sure.
but well, it's dot whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see how things turn out, and that's kind of how things are here in the U.S. with Trump too. So,
Yeah.
but well,
And aside from politics, what are you interested in?
well, aside from politics, I also talk like movies and pop culture on my podcast too. So, um,
Pop culture.
yeah, movies and I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, as for me, I intend to talk about music and foreign languages because that's what I'm into.
yeah, what
Yeah.
what type of music?
Well, I'm a singer, so I usually do a little bit of everything, from classical to pop. But well, it depends because if I am in my country, I just do pop thing because that's all they appreciate here.
Right.
But when I'm outside the country, I do different things. I love musical theater, jazz, classical, just as what I have said, and these days mostly French music.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
Anchor is saying that we have to wrap up, so I guess it was good talking to you. So I'll check out your podcast.
Yeah, whatever. There's nothing special.
All right, guys, thank you for listening to the bonus episode of the Whitfield Report. We'll be back this weekend on Saturday for the full show. And I want to make a quick announcement. We now have a Patreon page. You can go to patreon.com/Whitfield, WHITFILD, and we will now be posting premium podcasts on there as well. So check that out. You can also go to thesamwhitfield.com for more information. As always, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for listening. God bless, and God save this great nation.